for North versus Big. This is their second map, this time on Overpass. The first one, of course, going to North by a score of 16-8. But here we go, getting right into the action with this pistol round here. Big, if they do not get 3 points, that means a regulation win in this match, they will be automatically relegated to MDL. I'm pretty sure that if that happens, that Big will probably win almost every single match in MDL, so in any case, they're a very good team that just hasn't had the best of luck in their online play lately. MSL pushing up pretty aggressively here. Of course, the map is Overpass, and on Overpass, anything goes. You'll see pushes from either team. CT's ending up inside the T-spawn, and vice versa as Config doing work here. A 3K for him, looking for 4, gets a 4th, not the 5th though. That's MSL's, and that's a great start here for North, looking to pick up where they left off. Only lost 1 round in their second half over on Cobblestone. They are now 15-7. So these guys are secure in every way in terms of making the playoffs. The only thing at stake here for North now is a first place finish. If they can win this map, they get 53 points, and then if Fnatic loses, I think it's both of their matches or one of their matches, then they will take first place. For Big, obviously a lot more at stake here in the second round. They're going to be buying up just a little bit. A CZ, a P250, and 3 Desert Eagles. A lot of utility for Legia. We've got 2 flashbangs, a smoke, and a decoy. Cajun going to spray down Kiev to open up the round here. Next trades it back, then Gabi with the 1 dig on MSL. Nice shot for Gabi. That's a 4v3. Big looking to come back and win their eco once more, as they did in the first half over on Cobblestone. Next, hiding out near the tree here over at Long A. Got 2 M4s in their hands, and this is very winnable. Look at Nexa and Tapson. Strategic, of course, they have those guns in their hands because they were the ones that bought up head armor and body armor as well. So they'll be the most effective. All 4 of them stacked up here towards Long A. And now we're going to see an execute. Definitely going to come to A from Big. There's one pushed up here. That's easy. Pushed up towards bathrooms. He's going to have to fall back soon as no one is going to come in his direction. Could have an easy flank, of course, to try and catch Big off guard with that little bit of a push that he's done. But now he has some support on the site in the form of Config, who had quite a nice match over on Cobblestone. AZ, though, going to do work finding Nex. Now Gabi's going to come in. Good flashbangs are thrown by Big. Gabi finds one. Taps and gets a second. And now Big in a 2v1 Valdi, their last opponent. Valdi also. Strong match on Cobble. He's not going to be able to do it here. Legia going to find the spray down from the M4A4. And that's an excellent round for Big, both in terms of economy and in terms of the damage that it did to North's economy. So 2 M4A4s saved up. Now they can buy up maybe some AKs as well and support the M4s. Probably going to see a couple of UMPs. There they come. Gabi and Kiev going to be rocking those. And Nex and Legia going to hold on to the M4s. Tapson rounding it out with that AK. North, on the other hand, going to do a semi-force up here. 4 Desert Eagles. The scout for AZ. And AZ is going to lose that right off the bat in the first 10 seconds of the round. Taps and pops out, finds him hiding out, and then gets the headshot. That's going to make it 5v4. Kiev coming out towards the playground. Sees Valdi. Cannot hit the shot, so he's going to have to wait to go for that engagement. Valdi does get the headshot over on Gabi, but Kiev trades it back, and now it's going to be a 4v2. Cajun, make it a 4v1. Cajun goes down to Nexus spray down. MSL pushing towards T-spawn. Legia should have an easy frag. He does. That is all she wrote for North in that round. And again, it's a good start for Big. I mean, it was really frustrating to see them go down so easily in that second half on Cobblestone because they played so well in their first half to come back from losing pistol round, which they're doing again here. It's just little breakdowns, little mistakes that happen in Big's play that cost them. And it's just, they're in a slump right now online, like I mentioned before. They need to pick it up and get it going again, and it's going to happen, without a doubt. They have the talent to do it. Just a matter of if and when. Gabi going to get a nice HE frag over on MSL. Of course, no armor at all bought up here for North. It's a full save. This is big rounds to win. Big's round to win. And Legia going towards Monsters, staring down canals. No one's at the B site, unbeknownst to Big, of course. So they'll be able to walk on there without any opposition. Interesting flank here coming from AZ and Config. They could. Nope, Kiev's waiting. That's a great play by Kiev. Waiting for exactly this to happen. AZ falls, and now Config is like, oh boy, we made a mistake. And yep, he's going to fall as well to Kiev's spray down from the UMP-45. Cajun and Valdi still standing, but not for long. Legia finds Cajun. Valdi with 19 HP. Just going to wait for his fate to hit him, and indeed it does. Kiev finds the third one in that eco for North, and it's 3-1 for Big. So North going to buy up here. Decent utility, not full utility, but enough to get those 5 smokes. Only 1 molly, though, to hold off an aggressive push by Big. So if Big opts for that kind of quick push towards either B or maybe the A bathrooms, it could get into the site taking little damage, at least from utility. Legia gonna go in here. Oh, he gets flashed and naded to hell and back, and now MSL is gonna finish him off, putting an end to his suffering. 5v4. As Cajun on the A site just kind of deciding where he should go. I think he's gonna end up sticking around there. Kiev and Nex coming up through connector, trying to recover after losing their first member so quickly in the round again. These buy rounds for North looked very good all night long. Oh, Gabi through the smoke, almost got a double kill spray down there, but MSL was his only victim. Valdi traded it out quickly. Still, 4v3 now. Went around for Big. They might be faking A here. See the molly come over? I don't think that molly hit where Nex intended at all as it hit the roof. And now Nex gonna charge on through that smoke. Reinforced by Kiev and Tapson. Cajun spots out Taps, and then AZ and Valdi wrap it up with 2 frags of their own. North gonna pick up their second round victory going into round number 6, guys. So North again fighting back, and Big gonna have to pull it off on this map to avoid, as I mentioned, the auto relegation to MDL. And even if they win, bear in mind, it's still not a guarantee that they won't finish last place. They really did need at least 4-5 points tonight. Only 3 on the table now for them in their last map of this season. It's season 6 of ESL Pro League, guys. You have North sitting pretty in second place, looking to overtake Fnatic for first. 2 AKs up, 3 M4A4s for them, 4 AKs and an op over on Big. Kiev rocking that. One thing to note, of course, is that Legia's struggles continued into Cobblestone. He has not been playing well in Pro League for some time now. He's really going to have to step it up for his team so they can get going here. Kiev does find the opening frag here over on AZ. Now a little bit of space for Big to maneuver over on the A site. Next, going to come through connector. Kiev, happy to see him, of course. A little bit of reinforcements. Cajun B gonna push up all the way close to that smoke next to bathrooms. Could spot out Nex. MSL's there to support as well. MSL just pulled out his gun, and that's gonna prevent him from firing in time. Nex gets the headshot. Probably gonna trigger Cajun to come around. Cajun finds Kiev, but Nex turns around, gets the call out from Kiev, of course, and that'll be that for Cajun. Legia has a beat on Config, not gonna miss that shot, as Valdi now the last one standing. M4A4, and I think he's going to want to save that one. Indeed he will. He's going to run away from all of that fire happening on the A site and bring this M4A4 into second round. As you can see, the economy decent here for North, but you don't want to throw away a gun for no reason. There's Valdi spotting out Legia, who was trying to lurk and find the frag, but he couldn't. And now Big, do they have the economy to hunt? I wouldn't say so, but I think they're going to try for it anyway. They're going to take a bit of a chance here to try and get this gun out of Valdi's hands. Valdi waiting in the upper tunnels here. Here's those footsteps around the corner, so he knows the end may be nigh. But it looks like Big are gonna play it conservatively, save these guns. A lot of money in their hands here. Look at the body armor, 2 AKs and op, way above 15k. So that's a good move for them, keeping it, bringing it into this round, and getting a very strong buy-up. Match is going to be paused now. Perhaps North calling a timeout just to talk things over here. They are going to force up, so their utility will be weak, and I think one of them will be left without a rifle, maybe 2. Yeah, MSL and Config both no rifles in hand. Let's see how this plays out. Of course, guys, this is going to be Big's last chance to stay in Pro League, or at least fight for their lives in Pro League by facing the top MDL team. Match pause going to be canceled here. And here we go, round number 7. I am John, JRT Supernarius. You can follow me over on Twitter if you're enjoying the stream, at JRTTV with 2 E's at the end. And here we go. Force up, as mentioned, for North. Full and very strong buy-up for Big, who again are looking good in the first half. Easy, gonna take a nade right to his face. I think he took 2, down to 12 HP. Good job there by Big. Big gonna actually stack towards the B site after throwing all that utility towards A. They pulled 3 members over towards long A now. MSL is the one playing inside of connector. So only 1 member to overtake over on B, that's config. Unless they make their position known and trigger rotation. Looks like that's what they're doing, maybe intentionally. There's still 1:15 on the clock, so anything's possible here. 2 members of Big, R&D creeping back. That's Tapson and Gobby. Going towards those upper tunnels. MSL gonna go towards construction. And 4 members of North now rotated onto B, and indeed, there it is. That was a fake towards B. Big gonna rotate back towards A again, so a double fake for them coming in. The only one here is Valdi. He's going to engage with Gobby, finds one, and then survives. No trade comes in from Big. And North's still waiting on that B site. They're still not sure what's going to happen here for Big. And now that Valdi's gone down, A site may be open. Cajun's going to try rotating back around to support it. And here they go again. Kansas City shuffle coming in from Big. Once more, triple fake. Now they're going to go back to B. And Config's waiting patiently over at the barrels. Finds one, gets a flashbang thrown by his teammate over on Legia. And right after Legia found this frag, Config found his second. So now it's a 3v2. Config looking for more, gets 3, maybe 4. Still 20 HP for him as Tapson going to get that molly out. AZ's right next to it, so he's going to have to be very careful where he steps. Tapson finds one on Cajun, but Config, with an excellent 4K in defense of that B site, wins the round for his team. And now they are sitting at 3. The economy for Big still strong enough here to buy up, but North just never says die here. Every time it looked like Big had an advantage over on Cobblestone, they managed to fight on back and tie it up, and it looks like they're trying to do the exact same thing here. I think it's just breaking the spirits of Big. Next, gonna walk on through here into the lower tunnels towards connector, throw his nade. No one there on the receiving end. It's Tapson and Gobby gonna try and make their push up through mid. A smoke thrown towards the bathrooms, and that's a good one, as MSL was waiting to fire on someone around that corner in bathrooms. Next, with that molly in front of him, gonna wait for that to dissipate and go on through. So Big playing it slowly here, and they have 3 members of North waiting for them, pushed up pretty aggressively here. 2 of them outside of long, 1 in the bathrooms. That's MSL as mentioned. Big still just burning time off the clock, making North second guess themselves, and hoping that they can catch them off guard once they start to execute here. North, MSL finds the opening frag on Gobby, backs off, and then flashes Tapson. So Tapson cannot go in for the trade, but a good molly thrown there. MSL goes down to 50. Unfortunately, AZ and Cajun B do more damage. Legia and Tapson fall, and now Kievan next to the last 2 standing as a desperate molly thrown there by Kiev, and Cajun makes no mistake on that one. As soon as Kiev came into view, he unloaded on him with the up, leaving only Nex, who cannot recover in time to take out MSL. So MSL doing a good job defending bathrooms, gets a 2K. Cajun as well with the op finds 2, and North right back into this one, tied 4-4 now, heading into round number 9. So now the economy gonna be in not too good shape here for Big. They're gonna buy up pistols only, maybe a bit of utility. Yep, you see that HE in Tapson's hand. And North, lots of hardware. 2 AKs saved up from the previous round, 2 M4A4s, and the op for Cajun B. Cajun, Config, and Valdi had a very good showing on Cobblestone. And as you can see here again, the usual suspects at the top. Next, Kiev, Gabi, pretty much everyone here for Big, stacked up inside of the bathrooms. And a 4-man stack on North. I think they got some information that something was going on here. Otherwise, I have no idea why they would be in this position. Easy. Waiting patiently, finds 1, 2, 3, almost 4. Kiev ends that run for him. But the last 2 members of Big have been spotted out, and it will be an easy 2-3 tap kills for Cajun B, finding Nex and Kiev, and that'll be that. 5-4 in favor of North. Looking in the chat here, mentioning that North has already qualified. Indeed they have. 53 points overall. The only thing North is going for is seeding and maybe bragging rights to try and finish against the finish ahead of Fnatic. Big going out with a quick execute here towards mid. Lots of flashbangs being thrown out, and a 3-man stack for North. Oh, they're kind of stuck here. A good nade could take them out, or maybe a nice spray down. MSL finds Tabson, but gets traded out immediately by Legia. And they're going to have to find their way out of connector there. Easy. Gonna back off towards B, and they do indeed escape. Luckily for them, Valdi valiantly trying to hold that A site, but he gets spotted out by Nex, and now a bit of a chance for Big to get onto the site and find the bomb plant. But a quick rotate from North, and a lack of an execute there over on the A site from Big leaves North with a chance to get on back and find those frags. Config does get Nex. Now the bomb goes down, but Kiev and Gabi don't have much map control here on this A site. Finally, Kiev pushes up and does get that. Finds Config, looking towards AZ. Oh, he doesn't finish him off. Thought he had the kill, but couldn't get that final shot on him. And now Gabi pushes up. Good position on the truck, holding that angle against AZ, leaving Cajun to think about going for this. But I think he's just going to creep his way down towards B and concede the round to Big. So Big, again, fighting back, tying this one up. 5-5 will be our overall score heading into round number 11. For those of you just tuning in, North, the victors on the first map that was Cobblestone by a score of 16-8. Scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story, though. It was really close in that first half. 8-7 for North. Big looked great, and they could only pull off 1 round in the second half. Just things unraveled on them. But they're trying to fight back here on Overpass. Tied up 5-5. Still a good buyout for North coming in. As Nex going to lead the charge toward Monster with 2 of his teammates set up to help support him. Tabson getting ready to throw a smoke here on over to mid. As Legia and Nex, I think, might be waiting for something to happen towards mid with that push going on there. Tabson might be able to spot an MSL here. Cajun throwing a nice flashbang. Just Tabson was completely blinded. MSL pushed up at exactly the right time, and there we go. First frag again going in favor of North. Now a 5v4. Oh, Nex gets headshotted by Kiev, but Kiev had no idea that happened because he was full flashed. And now MSL with a great flank over on Kiev. Valde in the meantime spots out Nex, and just a perfect crossfire set up by North. As I mentioned, you're on Overpass. The CTs can really just come from anywhere. Gabi, though, with a double kill sprayed on out of nowhere in the third. Cajun gonna go down as well. What a play here by Gabi, and the 1v4 has now made it a 1v1. MSL knows where he's at. He's gonna come around and get the spray down, but what a great try there by Gabi. Oh, I thought he had it, but MSL poised, calm, ready for the engagement, didn't panic, and got the frag cleanly and pretty easily, at least in that case. So even though it was a good effort and got a lot of guns out of the hand of North there, Big does fall and get reset. They're going to have a save or an eco round here. CZ75, 2 P250s, and 2 Glocks. 6-5 the score here in favor of North. Big trying to fight back. They're going to push out aggressively. It could be a bit of a slaughter. Indeed, Cajun finds Gabi and Tabson. No armor, of course. Legia gets fragged by MSL, and now Nex and Kiev gonna try and peek around this corner and get these frags. And Cajun doesn't care who's standing in front of him. Does some damage to his teammate. Gets the headshot on Kiev, though, and now MSL finds the last one. So a clean sweep there for North, as expected, with Big's economy not in good shape for that buy. So here we go. Round score 7-5 in favor of North. Someone in the chat saying Navi is leading big time. It's interesting to see Navi play now after they picked up Electronic. It just looks like a different team. really they're gonna probably improve their record in ESL Pro League tonight, without a doubt. So here we go. Big, again, gonna try for some mid control. The bomb pretty close to those upper tunnels, I would say. Not committing to either side just yet. Svaldi gonna spray down through that squeaky door, and there comes the smoke towards bathrooms for Big. And they're going to try and get some map control here towards mid. I think AZ might have something to say about that. As Key finds the opening frag over on config. 5v4 now. 102 left for Big to make their move. Molly burning right next to Next. As AZ waiting around that corner for Next to peek out. A lot of time being burned off the clock here by North. AZ's going to win the engagement with Kiev. Oh, man. I thought Kiev had the advantage there, but couldn't get his shots off. Next, luckily for Big, does get the trade, but now they're going to have to walk into this A site, and MSL gets the headshot over on Gabi, even though Cajun did fall. Tapson finds Valdi, leaving only MSL, and there we go. Big's back into this one. They get their 6th round victory. And they're again looking at a very close first half. Looking to tie this one up at 7-7 here. North could be their last full buy-up of this half if they lose this round. I wouldn't even say it's full, of course, since they're missing quite a bit of utility on their end. This taps in with a quick smoke out towards B. If things progress in the same way they have in the previous rounds, I wouldn't be surprised to see Big take their time here, but lo and behold, Leguia has already pushed out here over towards B. Behind the smoke, I don't think they know he's here. And he's going to pop right on through, maybe try to engage with Valdi, but Config gets him as he forgets to check the corner around those barrels. Kiev, in the meantime, does find 2 over on MSL and AZ. So now it's going to be a 4v2. Gabi comes around, gets the headshot on Valdi in construction, and that opens up a lot of space in that B site. Config alone on there, and Cajun cannot leave A site because he does not know where the execute is going to come from Big. The bomb has not been spotted out yet by North. .58 seconds left for Big to commit to either site. Gabi patiently waiting here in construction. A smoke pops off in front of him next to those sandbags. And Big, perhaps not wanting to open up that squeaky door and give things away, are going to back all the way into their T-spawn. They do have the time to do so, especially with Gabi holding an aggressive position there towards B. Gabi gonna get a smoke ready for heaven, and that comes out, and that gives away, of course, that the execute is happening here. No fake this time for Big, and Config gonna throw that flashbang from Graffiti. Coming around, Gabi comes out, he gets sprayed down by Config, so now it's only a 2v3. Kiev down to 25 HP, Config down to 14 on north side. Tapson plants the bomb, backs off towards sandbags, and then spraying on through that smoke. Oof, almost caught out Config, but the bullet's not connecting through those planks there. Tapson waits patiently. Config pushes right into his crosshair, and he makes no mistake, leaving Cajun B on default. Knows Tapson's waiting somewhere around there. Cajun picks up the AK, but too little too late. He is going to go down, and now it is going to be 7-7 tied up, and again, a very close first half. Let's see if Big can find themselves onto the right side of this 8-7 scoreline, and it's a much better situation for them, of course, this time, because North only has 5 CZs up and no mollies to help prevent the push. We'll see if Big reads the economy here, but of course, when those CZs are in play, you have to be careful of the close angles. You cannot push out willy-nilly. And of course, Big giving North a lot of respect here, as they do indeed take their time. MSL hoping, at least for Next sake, that he flashes out or something here, because if not, MSL could have an easy frag. There it is. There's the molly out. Forced MSL to move, but then Valdi comes around the corner through Squeaky, gets the frag, and AZ finds one over at long. Tapson and Next go down, and there it is. As I mentioned, those CZs can never be counted out. Cajun finds the third, and now it's a 4v2. Things have turned on their head. AZ getting the CZ spray over on Legia. Now Kiev's going to try and come through, but Cajun's waiting right there with the bomb in his hands. This round, again, going to go to North, this 15th round of play, as it did in Cobblestone. Unless Kiev comes up with an absolute hero play. But AZ with good positioning here. Doesn't get the frag, though, on Kiev. As Auto Director is having a party here going third person mode. In any case, Kiev going to find the headshot on Cajun, but Config ends the chance there for Big to come out with their 8th round. And now is going to be 8-7 in favor of North. So North going with the lead again into this second half. We'll see what Big can do on their CT side of Overpass. North looking to sweep this one. 2-0, Big just trying to stay alive inside of the ESL Pro League to avoid that auto relegation. If they lose this one, that's it, that's all, and that's all she wrote for them. Hope you guys are enjoying the cast, of course. I am John, JRT Tsupanarius, and if you are enjoying it, you can hit me up with a follow over on Twitter at JRTTV with 2 E's at the end. I would greatly appreciate that if you did. So we're waiting for the second half to get started. Cajun, not disappointing, has 100+ frags in his last 5 matches. ADR well over 90. He's doing the same here tonight. Showing up big time for his team. So we're just waiting to get going here, guys. In this second half, Big desperately hoping for a positive turn of events here. Not sure if you guys know how the Navi, Heroic, and Godsent matches are going, but those are very important for Big, as the result of those will impact where they finish, at least if they come out with a win here on Overpass. Big, the only German team here in ESL Pro League EU division. If they get relegated, that's it for at least Germany in terms of representation. North, the Danish team looking very strong this year. Looking to get into those ESL playoffs and make a big impact and a splash, and hopefully make their way to the Final Four. But in any case, we're here right now. Big is the ones with their backs against the wall, and second half of action is now underway. ESL Pro League Season 26, Big versus North. This is a best of 2. The first one going to North by a score of 6-8. Here we are, second half of Overpass, 8-7. Big looking to secure this first pistol round and tie it back up at 8-8, something they could not do on Cobblestone. Tapson going to push up aggressively here towards the T-spawn. Good play here by Big, as all 5 members of North are going towards A. Not giving at least a lot of information, but Legia, man, having a rough night. He loses that engagement, cannot find the head of Cajun, and Cajun now walks into the site free and clear. Valdi does get flashed though. Kiev finds AZ. Kiev looking for more on Valdi, but Valdi jumps on top of that truck, getting the advantage and finding the frag. So now it's going to be a 4v3 bomb going to get planted. Tapson trying to find one. He does. Config goes down. Going for the retake with him is Nex. Nex finds the head of Cajun, but then gets straight up by MSL. But still a chance here. Tapson and Gabi going to go onto the site. Valdi spraying down Tapson, but Gabi finds MSL in the meantime. Down to Gabi on the reload. Going to fake the defuse. Oh man, if he had stuck that, I think he would have had it. But chooses instead to go for the engagement. Misses all of his shots. And now Valdi's going to close in on him. Up close and personal for Gabi. Valdi burning time off the clock. And finally, Gabi finds him just in the nick of time. Big will win this round with that defusal. Thanks to the defuse kit, of course, that Gabi has. No kit, no win. Indeed had that one that time. And it's going to be tied up at 8-8. Just a reminder, guys, that, of course, the odds are entirely against Big to win this match. Big has a staggering 73.9% win percentage on Overpass. They're 17-6 as a team. You look at Big, they're 54.5% win percentage and 18-15. They've had their struggles here. But right now, all that doesn't matter. 8-8. Tied up here. As Big going for the defense and trying to hold this one. North, surprisingly, I think they forced up. Yeah, they forced up this round. Instead of saving for the AKs and utility in round number 3, they forced up 2 AKs, 2 Desert Eagles, and a UMP 45. Go big or go home here for North. Easy. Coming out here with Config, and Config gets the opening frag on taps, and they just creeped around in canals. That was really impressive. AZ finds a second one over on Nex after getting Gabi, and now Big's defense of this B site falling apart. So the force up, indeed the right play there for North, especially when you play it like that. Very sneaky, coming on through into canals, spotting out the head, and not missing the opportunity to get the frag. Legia and Kiev, the last two standing there. And they're just going to save their guns. I mean, they have to. You just got reset and then you forced up and got all the utility that you could, and your bank accounts are just empty. North might try hunting down here, but I highly doubt it. Their economy is not exactly perfect, but it will be a lot better going to this next round. Likely going to stick with the weapons they have in their hands. No reason to upgrade there for any of them. And North going to pick up their 9th round victory, 9-8 now. They win their force buy. As Big struggling to get going here. Checking out the scoreboard, you see Gabi leading the charge, 12-13, but everyone is below 500. And Legia, 7-12. Bottom fragging once more here. Cajun with Config. They get full flash, but Cajun recovers. Gets the headshot on Legia, who tried to push up aggressive there towards mid. And it's going to be a force buy here, actually, for Big. 3 UMP 45s left and a CZ. It's not working out for them so far. Kiev takes that nade right to the face, down to 80, and then a couple of flashbangs come in. I don't know if he'll be able to recover from that. Indeed, he won't. MSL sprays him down with the UMP 45. Now going to be a 5v3. Cajun going up towards that rock and tree at long. Tapson does fall to MSL as MSL sprayed him down inside of connector. He was just trying to get some positioning, but with that 2-man stack in connector, nothing doing at all, and MSL grabs the UMP 45 for himself. Nex and Gabi. CZ and a UMP 45 between them, and a smoke is the only thing really that they have to go in here. To defend themselves, of course, from the push from North. Nex playing next to Pillar on the B site. There's a smoke coming in for Heaven. Is North going to charge on through those pipes and into canals? All 4 members going onto the site, checking every angle. Nex somehow manages to find 2 though on Config and AZ, but MSL goes right above him, gets the headshot, then Cajun finishes it off with the frag on Gabi. So again, North coming out strong there. They win their 10th round, and with Big forcing up in the previous round, their money is gone. It's going to be a full save up for them. USPSs are all they're going to have. No utility, no pistols, nothing. Nex and the rest of his team going to charge on through to mid, taking a chance here. We'll see if North walks into it. With all USPSs. One P250 actually bought up by Legia, but with this type of buy, this is actually a good play. As you can do a lot of damage, at least to one player. You just got to focus your attention on the first guy that comes out. Make sure you get him, and then worry about the rest. MSL going to go towards long. Oh, what a great nade by him. Gets Gabi. And now, long A is opened up here for Big. Excuse me, for North. We're going to have one coming up trying to rotate his Tapson, but look at that slaughter of all the MSL Config. Everyone's getting on the action here for North. They win that round pretty handily, 11-8 now in their favor. And are we going to see the same thing that we saw in Cobblestone? Will it just be North charging on through to victory in their second half. Or will Big have something to say about it and fight their way back into it? It's going to be a CZ buy-up. They do have enough to get their full buy next round, so pistol armor for them. Next, priming his flashbang. Pretty aggressive play here by North, and that's going to play into the hands of Big. They threw their utility down there. A molly as well. Next, had MSL lined up but couldn't get the shots off. Taps in, finds Valdi. A lot of action happening here on the B side, trading back and forth are both teams after all is said and done. Next, still alive here in a 3v2 up against Cajun and Config. Cajun, patience, paying off there. Next, coming out of pit and gets fragged immediately. Gabi. Oh man, that was a good frag by Kiev. I was going to say Gabi going to come around, maybe try to get something done. But knew Kiev was going on the flank against Cajun. And now it's only Config up against two CZs. Gabi playing the close angle. Straight into the CZ and gets the frag. Big finds their way back into this with the CZ buy up, and now they're going to have a very strong buy since they had a ton of money in their banks saving up for this one. So they're going to get that op. They're going to get the AK that they have from previous round and round that out with M4A4s and lots of utility. They have a great full buy now, and they could make their way back into this one. That was a crucial round for them, and they pulled it off in spades thanks to Kiev flanking over from Monster towards Canals and getting that frag. So here we go. Match pause again coming in. Maybe from Big, as they know every round here. Excruciatingly important. They lose this one, their economy won't be too bad. Legia is going to have to buy up eventually. I think they're deciding what they're going to do here. Looking at the scoreboard, next 15 frags overall has hit the 500 mark. And he's been the one showing up all night long for Big. Gabi as well has been playing pretty well. Pause is ended. Big trying to put a string of rounds together here on their CT side. Gabi getting that molly thrown right on over towards the T spawn, and now Nex and Legia over on B. It's a 2-1-2 split here for Big. Tapson jumping over that wall. I think he might have seen AZ, but he was flashed. AZ, oh, he could get an easy double K spray down here. He gets Legia. Thankfully for Big, Next does trade that one out. So they played it right, and they do survive here, 4v4. North trying to cover from just getting eco'd in the previous round. It's Config and Cajun are going to work their way up towards Long A. All four members of North seem to be headed towards the A side at this point. Valdi peeking around, trying to find Gabi. He's playing next to those bathrooms towards the outside, but still able to look on through them. Valdi and MSL trying to ensure they get at least a trade here if they engage. As Config right next to Cafe, lining up his smoke for Bank. Oh, doesn't throw yet. Maybe they called it off. IGL in the form of MSL calling off that play for the time being. And they're going to be patient. There we go. Now they're going to get ready. This Config going to throw this smoke towards Bank. And here comes the execute. Only 23 seconds left. Gabi with a great flank though. Gets MSL sneaking up through connector. What patience and trigger discipline from him to wait and ensure that they went for their execute before he fired away. So now it's a 4v3 and Gabi threatening on the flank. Config turns around at the right time, gets Gabi, so the threat is eliminated, then finds Tapson at the dumpster. Next, trades him out. 2v2 now. Oh, a shot missed there by Kiev, and that was an important one. Had he gotten it, Valdi wouldn't have had the chance to get Next there. Since he was alive, closed the angle, got him. Kiev coming around, jumping around, just trying to get a frag and positioning on that site. But Valdi finishes it off, and now 12-9 in favor of North. Big indeed. Reset in that round. Gabi and Kiev do have enough to buy up here. I think they're just going to buy up and try to do something here. Op, M4, the keys, and 3 CZs. Wouldn't surprise me to see Nex, Legia, and Gabi try to push up aggressively towards mid here. Now there's Gabi. And that's actually with Kiev, so interesting. The op pushed up all the way towards Party with Gabi. 3 members on the B site. And now, they were just looking for information. I guess they found what they were looking for, and they're going to fall back to that A site as you're seeing here next, playing that close angle again with the CZ. Valdi throwing that utility over as North trying to dash the hopes of Big having any chance of going into a relegation match. Next. 1.14 rating for him. He's been the strongest player so far, or as of late, for Big, and he's showing up tonight. Kiev gonna see a smoke drop right in front of his face as Gabi around that corner. Oh man, that's a great flashbang thrown. Kiev could not cover Gabi, and he was completely exposed to the fire of Config. And now again, here comes the same execute over from North. This time it's going to happen a lot quicker. They want to get onto this site and get control of it immediately. There are the smokes popping out. The rotation going to happen here from Big, but will it be in time? As MSL coming around. AZ going to find next. Cajun does get taps in, and now North in a 4v2 as Legia going to get that gun off of AZ. So it's a 3v2. Now the AK in Legia's hands, only had a CZ prior to that. And Kiev standing at bank just trying to fend off the advance of North. As they're going to get that bomb plant over on the A site. Kiev peeking around, does spot out Cajun. A slight mistake by Cajun, exposing a little too much for too long. And Kiev takes advantage of it. So the HP in advantage of Big here is they have 200 versus 117. Legia on the truck. Doesn't see anyone around, has to know that North is waiting near the bathrooms. Or at least have an idea of it. I don't think they're going to go for this. They're just going to save the guns and go out of the sight. I'm surprised. I mean, they didn't have the utility, but at least could have tried peeking around the corner. The rounds are important, but you know what? We'll see if it pays off. They keep the guns instead of losing them to perhaps a good crossfire from North. But North, in the meantime, picks up their 13th round. Now going to be 13-9. Another match pause coming in here. Is it a technical pause? Nope, just a pause. Everyone looks to be in order. Unless there's a mouse malfunctioning somewhere, I don't know. So here we are, heading into round number 8 of this second half. Both teams going to be looking to get this one, and of course North with the advantage. MSL, an interesting buy up here, strategic of course, knowing that Big is probably a little strapped for cash, favoring the MAC-10. Trying to farm a little bit of money for his team. And the match pause is going to end now. And here we go, guys. North looking to secure their 14th round victory and shut Big down here. Big on an eco as Nex and taps and going to go into this B site now. He comes out, gets the shot over on Nex, and sprays down Tapson as well. That's a 2K for him going into construction, and North just going to get control of that B site without so much as a blink of an eye in their direction in terms of the frags, in terms of the damage that they took. 13-9, going for 14, and the bomb is planted. Big just going to back off and save these guns into the next one. They want absolutely nothing to do with this one. Legia, Gabi, and Kiev. Op for Kiev, AK for Legia, and a CZ in Gabi's hands. Kiev waiting for a push, maybe a little bit of hunting come from North. Indeed, it does come his way. He gets the off frag. AZ trades it back on Legia. Now Gabi and Kiev, the last two standing, and that's a gun gone there for Big. That was an important one, as North going to win their 14th round, 14-9 overall. Looking at what Big has done here again. Not the best of luck on their second half, guys. Only 2 rounds for them. 6 rounds for North out of the 8 that have been played so far. Here comes Big, what I would say their last chance at getting back into this match. 4 M4A4s and an op in hand. North going to be charging into B site with authority. MSL comes in, gets full flash twice. Going to keep spraying down and finds the frag full flash. Next going to be his victim, Valdi, throwing an HE into pit. Legia trying to battle his way out of this one, but he's going to get a lot of fire coming his direction from mollies and HEs. Just has to back off. Tapson tries to support him over from heaven. He does not. Tapson goes down. Legia falls like a domino right afterward. And now Gabi going to be alive here only with Kiev to help him out. And once again, the second half, not a pretty one here for Big. Lost 16-8 on Cobblestone. Now going to be down 15-9. as they're going to concede this round to North, not even making an attempt there. And I think Config throwing a cheeky smoke there at his teammate, having a little fun. It's a great sign for North, but not so good for Big. Cajun gonna be going towards the T spawn, looking to spot out perhaps Gabi, who's saving. Oh, you think he might have heard that gun switch. Gabi, his position given away. Cajun, oh, actually looks away at the wrong time. Gabi gets a free op. There you go. So Gabi picks up the op. Now gonna have a double op setup for Big, and that's good news for them. Kiev gonna grab one of those. And Gabi, no, he's gonna drop it for Legia, who is known to use that op on occasion. Here we go, last chance for Big. 6 match points for North, as Legia and Nex going to be playing towards Canals here with Tabson inside of Heaven. Config gets the first frag on Big. Kiev goes down. There's Gabi, though, to the rescue once more with their backs against the wall. He's played quite well in these situations tonight. Gets Config, so a good trade. 4v4, Tabson throwing the smoke there towards Sandbags. That's going to pop off. Valdi, AZ. Right around the corner is AZ. Cajun finding that frag over on Gabi, and now it's a 4v3, guys. Big desperately trying to hang on here. Tabson, Nex, and Legia all on the B site. Even so, they cannot hold off Valdi, who comes in behind that smoke, finds Nex, and now Tabson and Legia just staring around. We'll have to be wondering what on earth went down tonight. North gonna rotate on back towards the A site, perhaps knowing that Legia and Tabson have played here regularly. And there they go, creeping their way onto A. MSL already has full control of it, so he's called out to his team, hey guys, just come to A. I got it on lockdown. Get this bomb plant. Let's end this match. Big, if they lose this round, will be relegated no matter what. And Legia does fall, leaving only Tabson against MSL, Cajun, AZ, and Valdi. So much fragging power there. I don't think that Tabson's going to be able to pull this one off. But he's got a great flank here. Oh my goodness. Over on Cajun, and AZ goes for the knife, and maybe another. Why didn't he just pull out his gun there? Just could have gotten the frag over on AZ, but instead he goes down 16-9. How similar to Cobblestone was that second half? A little too similar for my liking, and Big do indeed end up in the worst case scenario. 0-2 tonight up against North, 16-8 for North on Cobblestone, 16-9 on Overpass. And it just seemed like they couldn't bring their momentum and everything they were doing on their first halves to their second. They started on T side, Overpass, and CT side, so it's not about which side they're starting on, just cannot get things going. The little mistakes, the little things that are happening here and there, costing them. So that's going to be that, guys. What a great match, though, for North. They've come out, they've won their 15th and 16 matches. They are 16-7, their final record overall, in the regulation time, they're 18-7 overall in the league now for ESL Pro League. They're going to be going in perhaps in first place. We'll see what happens with the Fnatic matches. Guys, I will be back later tonight for Splice versus CLG. Some North American action coming your way. Hope you'll tune in for that one. But I am John, JRT Tsupanarius, and I'm going to be signing off for now. If you want to give me a follow over on Twitter, I'm going to type it out here inside of the chat if you're interested. You don't have to, but it would be great. I would appreciate your support, and I'll be sure to tweet out when that Splice match starts. So again, I will see you guys later tonight. Have a great one.